we learned about what are the various types of elements and why they are called void, normal, and all this, and what is the file extension, how we can define HTML, and how we can specify HTM, what is difference between them, and how to write self-ending. These points we learned. Now, after knowing all this, so today we are going to discuss the basic structure of HTML page. So what is the basic structure of HTML page? How we can design. Generally, this will be the same structure for a static page or a dynamic page. So HTML is used for designing both static and dynamic pages, but the dynamic page additionally contains server-side logic. So static page contains only client-side logic. Dynamic page contains server-side logic. But design, both are done by using HTML. So what is the basic structure of HTML? So how we can design a HTML page? What are the rules for configuring HTML? So the basic structure of HTML, first point is HTML page starts with document declaration and document scope. These are at high level, two portions are present. One is document declaration and document scope. So for every HTML page, at high level, two sections are present: document scope and document structure. So I will show you generally document scope and document declaration. So this is actually the browser. That means we are using a browser. So we have a browser. And every browser, as we already learned, have its own translator. Every browser have its own translator. We discussed that it is called parser. Every browser have its own translator. Now, this parser can understand various versions of HTML. That means it can understand HTML4, HTML5. It can understand various versions of HTML. Parser can understand both versions. HTML4 is the old version which we used for several years, and HTML5 we are recently using. From past few years we are using HTML5. Parser can understand both versions. So when you are designing a page, so we are designing a web page. We are creating a web page. That is a simple static or dynamic page. In this we are using HTML. Now through HTML we are designing that page. Now you have to tell which version of HTML you are using to the browser's parser. To the parser, you have to tell which version of HTML you are using. Generally, in markup languages, we have to tell which version. So it contains so many details actually. So that means parser can easily understand and it will use that version for displaying in the browser. So otherwise, parser can use some default version. Default version, it obviously uses older one. Due to that, some new options it cannot understand and cannot display properly. So it is always important to tell the parser about which version of HTML we are using for page. That is done by using document declaration. Document declaration. Document declaration contains information about the version of HTML. Which version of HTML you are using. That information is sent to parser. Parser will understand that you are using that version, and according to that it will translate and convert and show into the browser. So document declaration is the first line. So page starts with document declaration. And this document declaration is to tell which version of HTML we are using. And generally, document declaration is written like this. In the angle brackets, doc type HTML. This is document declaration. Remember, capitalization doesn't matter. So, but it is recommended always to use lowercase for HTML. Whatever tags you write in HTML, as per the standards, use lowercase. You can write doc type HTML, no problem. So the point is, observe carefully. So doc type HTML is not a tag. It is not a tag. That is the reason you can observe here. So we are writing tag. And we are saying doc type HTML. But this is not a tag. That is the reason we are using an exclamation here. It indicates that that is not tag. It indicates that this is not tag. That means this exclamation indicates that not. That means negation. So this indicates that this is a tag. And this indicates that not tag. Then what it is? If it is not a tag, what it is? It is not a tag. It is just a declaration. Declaration. What is the intention of this declaration? This declaration indicates that we are using HTML5. HTML5 version is declared with the doc type HTML. How you define HTML4 version or other versions, lower versions? Other versions, very simple. If this doc type is not declared, if it is not declared, then it is HTML4 version only. If it is having doc type, then it is 5. So from 5 onwards, they introduced this document declaration. In older versions, we don't have this document declaration. So if there is no document declaration, that means we are using HTML old version. That is HTML4. If you are using doc type HTML, that means we are using HTML5 version. HTML5 version. So HTML page, we have index.html. It starts with doc type HTML. This indicates that, this indicates that we are writing the logic in HTML5. We are using HTML5 version. So if there is no doc type HTML, that means it is using some older version of HTML. Older version means obviously it will be 4 version of HTML. So it is important to make the browser understand which version of HTML we are using. So this is not a tag. It is not a tag to translate. It is just to tell the browser. Every markup languages, so many markup languages are there, like HTML, XML, so GML, SGML. Earlier we have this. And these languages need to browser friendly. That means they need to tell the browser cleanly about which version, what content it is. That's the reason document declaration is very important. So to make the browsers understand about the version, we have to use this one. Why this concept came? Because actually remember, the browsers that we use on our computer, they are classified into two types. People in real-time development, we call legacy browser and modern browser. Browsers are classified into two. Legacy browser means old version, which understands HTML4 version, up to 4 version, and which understand up to JavaScript 4 version, which is called ES4. But modern browsers can understand HTML5 and higher version, HTML5 and higher version, ES5 and higher version, JavaScript 5 and higher version. So modern browsers can understand both lower version, higher version, but legacy browsers can understand only these. So when you write HTML, one problem you will face is some old version browsers cannot understand what you are writing. So they cannot present in the same way. Compatibility issues will come. That's the reason as a developer, when you learn any element, you have to know, is that element suitable for all browsers or not? If it is not suitable, compatibility, then don't use it. Better. Because if you use it, then it may not work on old versions. If you try to use it and for old version browser it is not working, then you have to put an alternative for old version. Generally, we do that by using jQuery, alternative in the old versions. You will learn that. So initially, this is the first line. You can visit any web page. Suppose you can see, I'm using Google. When I open Google and right click and inspect, and you can see this is Google, and you see it starts with doc type HTML. That means, and a doc type HTML is grayed. You can see it's a gray color. It indicates that, so this is not a tag. So it is just a declaration. That means by seeing this, you can tell that they are using HTML version 5. If there is no doc type, that means they may be using old versions. So how you tell the browser that we are using HTML5? By using document declaration. This is the first line that comes in HTML page. I hope everyone understood. Is it clear? Right? Yes. So doc type HTML indicates that we are using what we are using. HTML version 5, right? Yes. Now, generally, this symbol, actually, in HTML, we have comments. Comments are written like this. So exclamation, hyphen, hyphen, and end that with hyphen, hyphen, then greater than. This is comment. This is HTML comments. So that is HTML comments. So HTML comments to tell the parser that don't try to translate anything. This is just like a note I have given for my reference. That is just for our reference. We given some note. So you can write HTML comments in this way. So this doc type is not a comment. It is simply telling that it is not a tag. It is just a declaration for HTML5. Okay. So at high level, we have first starting with the doc type HTML. That is the first line. Next, after that, document scope. Document scope is defined by using HTML. It is document scope. So start of document and end of document, HTML. Now, this is actually rest of all the lines are document only. So why to mention a document scope, HTML? It is document scope. This is document scope. Why to define document scope? Why can't we write directly anything here? Because one simple question is generally in a browser, one doubt will come. Like in a browser, can I display more than one document at a time? That means can we display multiple documents at a time in a browser? So the answer is yes, we can do that. So we can do. That is the reason for a developer, we need a scope for every document, where document starts, where document ends. Otherwise, it is difficult to handle the documents through logic. Generally, you see here, I am writing document 1. I am adding another HTML. This is document 2. Two documents are present in single page. A page can have multiple documents. Observe carefully. When we run this, right click and open with the live server. When we run this, you can see both documents are present. Both documents are present. So you can design multiple documents in a page. But observe carefully, when your browser is going to show as output, in the output, both documents are considered as single body. Observe, right click and inspect. You can see here in elements, you can observe. In elements, you can see body section and both documents are present in one body only. That looks interesting. That means finally, the content looks as one body. The content looks as one document. But technically, it is designed in two documents. Now, how developer handles contents in document 1? How developer handles content in document 2? He needs the scope of every document. That is the reason we need to write document scope. Document scope indicates that your document starts here, ends here. If anyone asks, can I have multiple documents? You can have multiple documents. What is the necessity of multiple documents? Multiple pages information you can show on a single screen. We have to do that in various occasions. That's the reason it's very important to define the document scope. Now, document scope, I will keep only one. And I am not adding any content inside it. So we just have document, but it is empty. Nothing is there. Only one document scope is present here. So document declaration and document scope. The document scope indicates where your document starts and ends. That is the point. Now, the document scope is defined with HTML tag. This is the HTML tag, start tag, end tag. This HTML tag have an attribute called language, is an attribute. Tags can have attributes. Remember one point. Again, in interviews, many times this question is asked. What is difference between attribute and property? Attribute and property. You will detailedly see that in JavaScript combination. As of now, you need to understand that. So HTML tags are defined with attributes. HTML tags are defined with attributes. So we dynamically control in JavaScript. We dynamically control in JavaScript by using properties. So in HTML, there will not be any property concept. So that means language is an attribute. HTML tags contains only attributes. Properties are used to dynamically handle them. And dynamically handling them can be done only in JavaScript. So there is no question of a property word in HTML. In HTML, you will use all attributes only. Properties will allow you to control that dynamically. So later you will learn that properties in JavaScript, you will understand about that. So attributes are static, properties are dynamic. And lot of other differences are there, you will understand. When we start working with JavaScript, there you can practically see the difference, attribute and property. So properties are actually mutable. That means they can change according to state and situation. But attributes cannot change. They will have some constant. So according to state and situation, they cannot change. If they are changing according to state and situation, they are properties. Properties can change according to state and situation. Attributes will be standard. So in HTML, we will use only attributes. So what should I call the language as? Language as attribute. It is not property. So HTML don't have properties. HTML tags are defined with attributes only. Okay. What is the purpose of language attribute? Language attribute. HTML have a language attribute. What is the purpose of language attribute? The purpose of language attribute is to tell that which language is used for content inside this document. That means language is used to tell document content language. Document content language, which can be English US, which can be English UK, GB, that is Great Britain, which can be English India. Because according to that language, the display of numbers, currency, date, spellings, all will change. For example, US English, color spelling will be COLOR. So Britain English, it will be COLOUR. English India, COLOUR. And US English, dates or currency will be in dollar. And Britain, it will be in pound. Indian, it will be in rupee. The symbols, the presentations, date values, all this will change. It is important to tell the browser which native language you are using for the document. That is document language. This is not only for browser. So this language is used to tell SEO. search engine optimization. So that means Google search engine optimization will able to identify which language you are using. Based on that, it can help you in translating the content. That means you see in several websites these days, suppose you opened French, Korean, Chinese, German websites, it will ask you, do you want me to translate? Google have provided a facility called Translate. Through that, it can translate that content into your required language. How it knows that it is not in English or it is in English, how it knows about it, that is done by using this language attribute. You can observe that. So, for example, so we are writing attribute. So remember, always use a little one character space between your tag name and all. Language. Language is equal to English, India. That's how we write. You can observe this concept. See, suppose I'm opening Amazon, Amazon.com. Amazon.com, you can see that this is American, right? US. And here, whatever the products you choose, that's information of those products will be in dollar. The way the presentation, the numbers, everything will be in the dollar. And this is Amazon.com. And you can see that language is English US. English US. And suppose I opened Amazon.in, which is Indian. And you can see language is English Indian. English Indian. Then all the effects, colors, effects, everything will be in Indian rupees, the format of content. So that means when you design a document, it's very important to tell which language you are using for this. Now remember, to whom you are telling this? To whom you are telling this? We are telling this to SEO, search engine optimization, so that it can easily understand. Remember, you are not telling this to browser. You are telling this to SEO, so that it can understand which native content it is having. Is it English, French, German, Korean? You can understand that. That is for SEO. How to tell the browser? I will show you. Another option is there. So we have document declaration and a document scope. Document scope have an attribute language, which is used to tell which language you are using. Is it English, Indian, or English, US, like that. Depending on that, the content presentation should be. Right? It's very important. Now, to whom you are telling this? For SEO, search engine optimization. So at high level, document contains these 2 points: document declaration and document scope. That's the basic structure. Now inside document scope, so at high level, 2 areas are there. First one, document declaration. And second one is document scope. So this is document scope. So we have document scope. Now inside document scope, you have again 2 important sections. Inside the document scope, we have 2 important sections. So document scope contains 2 sections. We have a head section. And we have body section. Document scope comprises of 2 sections again. We have head and body section. So what is the purpose? of the head and body section. Head section is defined with head tag, and body section is defined with body tag. Body tag. So head and body sections. So inside the document scope, we have two sections, head and body. These are the two sections. First, we will see what is head section, what is body section. What is the role of head section and what is the role of body section? These things we need to know. Generally, head and body sections, to understand this, we need to know one more point. For example, as I already told you, this is going to open in browser. So that is going to open in browser. Suppose we have browser. So we have browser. So generally, every browser, as I told you, have a parser. So this is browser. Every browser is having a parser. Not only parser, every browser have its own memory. That means you will have browser memory. That means for every browser, so a memory is allocated. Memory is allocated. Every browser have its own memory. It is going to have its own memory. That is the reason sometimes browser memory changes. Some browsers have less memory, some browsers have more memory. Generally, do you know, people have a concept like sometimes, so you see some people giving a point like Safari is fastest browser. Fastest browser. Sometimes people talk like that. Chrome is fastest browser. Chrome is fastest browser. Sometimes people talk like this. But do you know, actually Opera is called as the world's fastest browser. Fastest browser. That is the reason you might have seen in your smartphones, in the early days of smartphones, you used to have a browser called Opera Mini. I hope you have seen that. And people have a habit of talking like that, like fastest browser. Like fastest browser. Have you heard about this anytime? Anybody saying that Edge is faster, Safari is faster, Firefox is faster? Have you heard that? Right. So sometimes people talk in that way. But that is a wrong concept. Why? Wrong concept because internet speed doesn't depend on browser. Am I right? Internet speed doesn't depend on browser. Obviously, it depends on what it is. It depends on which speed. Internet speed depends on which speed, which capacity. Internet speed depends on what is that? You don't know? Internet speed depends on modem. Modem. You heard about it, modem? It depends on modem. So we call that as modulator and demodulator. Demodulator. Later. Actually, your mobile have a SIM card. That SIM card works as a modem. Wi-Fi is a modem. Wi-Fi uses a modem. Wi-Fi uses a modem. Modulator, demodulator, right? So the point is fastest depending on the modem capacity. So fastest depends on modem capacity, not on browser. Then why people talk like this, fastest browser? But actually you will see that when you open any website on Opera, you will feel like it is opening fast. But actually it is not opening fast. What happens is it is loading more content at a time. Because Opera browser is having huge cache memory than other browsers. Other browsers have less cache memory. If Opera having more memory, then due to that, it can load more content at a time. So you will feel like it is fastly opening everything, but actually it is opening more content at a time. So browser have its own memory. Every browser have its own memory. So this memory is native for that browser, and that size depends on the browser. Now what happens is, sometimes when you design page, in the page, we want some content. When page is requested on browser, we want the content to load into memory. And after loading into memory, then provide to browser. Don't directly load into browser. First load into browser memory. From there, if necessary, then come to browser. In that case, that we have to design in head section. Remember, head section contains information which is not directly loaded into browser. Head section will not directly load into browser. First, it will load into memory, and it will stay in memory. Whenever browser wants, it can access and use it. So it is not immediately loaded into browser. And any content that you want to immediately load into browser without loading into memory, immediately you want to load into browser, then you have to design that in the body section. Understood the difference? Huh? So head section loaded into memory, and body section directly loaded into the browser. So the contents that you want to directly load in the browser, you have to keep in body section. The contents you want to load into memory, and you want to use it later, then you have to keep in head section. That is the reason anything you keep in head section will not be displayed directly in browser. Suppose anything I kept here, hello, in body, and you can see that. So when I run this, when we run this, whatever you kept in body, it is directly displayed. And when whatever I write in head section, so it is not directly displayed. You see, it is showing here, but we should not allow that content directly actually. You can see it is working, but actually it is coming from memory. I will show you. It is coming from memory. So generally, the point is, first it goes to memory, from memory it comes. That means obviously the first one to load will be welcome after that body. But we are not using any tags. Tags we will see. That means the point is, this is not directly loaded. This is directly loaded. We will see that. So even when you inspect that, you can see in the inspect. You see this comes into body only. There is nothing in head section. But actually welcome, I written in head section. But when you written welcome in head section, it is not in head section. It is thrown out of head section and it is sent into body. You will feel like it is working, but it is not there in the head section. So why? Because head section will not allow any content directly. So will not allow any content directly to display. So body allows to put the content directly. So even you write directly anything inside head section, it will send to body only, because that is body role. Body's role is to display the content directly, not head role. That's the reason you can see it cannot keep that in head section. That welcome word is not there in head section. It's gone to the body section. Even you write in head section, it cannot be in head section. It is sent to the body section. You may feel like it is working for from head section. No, it will never work from head section. It will be sent to body only. So what is head and what is body? So head contains information which is not immediately loaded, which is kept in the memory. From there we access it. Body immediately loaded. If you write anything directly in head section, it will push to body. It will say that this is not my job. This is body job. So then what kind of information we keep in head section? First, we will discuss that. First, we will discuss what to keep in head section. What to keep in head section. So what are the contents in head section? What head section comprises of? So basically, the purpose of head section is to first load your content into memory. From there, send to browser. What kind of content we keep in head section? Usually, so the document scope contains two sections, head and body. In head section, we usually have title, we have link, we have meta, we have script, we have style. These comes under head section. Title, link, meta, script, style. These are the regularly used options in the head section. Some are optional, some are mandatory, I will tell you. So there is no order for them. You can write them in any order. There is no order. These are all in head section. But which one first, which one second, that's your wish. According to your situation, you can handle that. So all are in head section. All are in head section. So there is no order for them. So see what is title, what is link, what is meta. We will see that here. First point. When we opened this page, you see this is the page. And observe carefully. So this is opened in browser. Currently, you can see the title bar. So we have a title bar here. We have title bar here. So we have title bar. Title bar is nothing but, so this is the title bar actually. That is the title bar. That is the title bar. So that is title bar. That means whatever is there in this address bar, as title in the title bar, it is going to use that in the title bar. That's what actually happening. Now, I want a proper information in the title bar. I want a proper information in the title bar. Then I want a proper information. Not only that, observe here. Suppose I close here. I click on favorites. You have a favorites option. You can see there is a favorites option, add to favorite. When I click add to favorite, this path will be used. That path will be used as favorite. So when you click on favorites, that path will be used as favorites. So we don't want like that. The path will be used as favorite. Here, the path will be used as favorite. You can see the path is used as favorite. So that is the path it is using as favorite. So we want a reasonable name when you add to favorite. In that case, now what you can do is you can simply put here a title. In the head section, you can have a title. Title indicates what title to use when it is bookmarked and what title you want to display. So I will write some full stack. So web, I am writing like this. Just simple. And you can see that when I save this title, and you can see the title is displayed here in the title bar. In the title bar, it is going to show that title. It is going to display that title in the title bar. You can see that is the title in the title bar. Not only displaying the title in the title bar. So when you add to favorite, so you can see that the title will be used here. When you add to favorite, the title will be used here. So that will be used here. You can see that. That means it is going to use that title here. So that is very important. So generally, title indicates what title you want to display. So what title you want to display. And what title you want to use in bookmarking. When the page is bookmarked, title what you want. That is generally so the title. And it's very simple. So this title is not used by your body section. You see, in the body, it is not showing anything. It is in the memory. From the memory, it is provided to browser. It is provided to browser. That is title. Another option, link. Generally, link is used for linking external files to page. Like, so you can link external files like favorite icons, like CSS. So you can also link some media types that you will learn in CSS. So you can link some external files to the page by using this link. It's like CSS, favorite icon. CSS you will learn later. We will see favorite icon. Favorite icon is nothing but, observe here. Generally, you can see in the title bar, this is the title in the title bar. So we have that title in the title bar. You can see this is the title in the title bar. Now the point is, that is the title in the title bar. And beside the title, there is a small icon. You can see this is a small icon. We call this icon as favorite icon. We call that as fav icon. So icons are separate files. We have to design them. And we have to bring and attach them to this HTML page. So this is favorite icon. How you can link the favorite icons, we will see. Later you will learn about CSS. How to link these favorite icons, we will see that. And for the favorite icons, we have so many rules for favorite icons. What are the rules for favorite icons? Rules for favorite icons, it's very important that when you are linking a favorite icon, favorite icons must have extension .ico. Now some people come with a point like, sir, in my computer, JPG is working, PNG is working, or some other is working. I don't care what is working. We don't care what is working in your computer. Many types of images may work, but we don't use them. We always follow the standards. Because if you don't follow the standards, some browsers can't understand, then they cannot display. So don't show your talent to web. You follow the standards of web, okay? Because many people come with this type of points regularly. Sir, JPG is also working. Why to use ICO? JPG is also working, no problem, but they will not work everywhere. They have some issues. So that is the reason, as per the standards, always you should use icons with extension .ico. That is as per the standard. Second one is icon size can be 16 into 16 minimum to 32 into 32 pixels size. Pixels means nothing but, suppose you see this is MS Paint. Now I will open a grid, Control G will open a grid actually. This is grid. In this grid, every dot is considered as a pixel. In this grid, every dot is considered as a pixel. So every dot is considered as a pixel. That means every dot is a pixel actually. That means I am drawing here. And you can observe that my line is at the bottom of the screen, you can see. At the bottom of the screen, you can see that. So my line is 39 pixels width and only 1 pixel height. 1 pixel height. 39 pixels, it is width. It is width. And only 1 pixel height it is. Pixel means a dot. Generally, your pages, when you design pages, so your page will be, your page can be maximum 1200 pixels width, 700 pixels height. Later I will tell you different measurement units also. When you design a web page, the page can be this much width and height, 1200 pixels width, 700 pixels height. So generally when you draw anything, it will be measured in pixels, inches, centimeters. We always follow pixel. That means what I am saying is, you can draw icon, but icon size can be between minimum 16 pixels to maximum 32. 16 to 32, you can design any size, width and height. Why you cannot use large images? So any sensible person don't use large images. Why? Because why he will use large images? Here you can see in the browser. You can see in the browser. So we have a space here. In the browser, you can see this is icon space. How much space we are having? Very small. Now, any sensible person who have common sense, he will not put a 1000 pixels photo here. So because there is very less space there, right? That is a common sense. That is not a technical concept. Many people ask like, sir, why we cannot put large photos? Use your common sense. Why you will put large photos there? There is only small space. If you put large photos, how it can fit it? So it cannot show that properly. That is not technical, that is common sense, right? That means you have only this much space, then you have to design for that space only. That will be better. That is actually 16 to 32 is best fit for that. So how to create such icons and keep them for our website, I will show you. Let's see. That means what we have to do now is, let's go to MS Paint, because how to design such icons? Go to your project. In the project, so currently, we will keep all icons in a separate folder. So images, symbols, icons, better to keep in a folder called assets. So we have an assets folder. Select that assets folder and click in new file. And the file name is favicon.ico. You can give any name. You can give any name like hello, how, any name you can give. But traditionally, favorite icons will have the name called favicon. Favicon.ico. Extension should be ICO. You can give any name. So generally, favorite icons will be common for every website. That means you open Amazon, then you will see that is Amazon favorite icon. A will be there, that is Amazon icon. You can have different icons. So if you open Google favorite icon will come. Now many times without having some common sense, people ask, right, can I have several favorite icons? Any common sense person will not use several favorite icons. That means your company will not have 10, 20 logos. So every page can show only one, and your company will have a same logo across any page. That is a general thing. So many times people ask, like, can you have multiple favorite icons? You can have multiple favorite icons, but you have to use only one icon. Now people ask, like, can I use different icons for different pages? You can use different icon for different pages, but that is not so general approach we follow. Why? Because nobody will have different icons for different pages, because every company will have a constant logo everywhere. That's the reason. So every website will have one favorite icon, and usually its extension will be .ico, and its name we give as favicon. You can give any name, but icon file is created. Icon is not designed. How to design icons? To design icons online, you will find so many softwares, or you can use your MS Paint. We will use MS Paint. Online, you can search online icon creator. You can see online icon creator. So many websites will come. You open that, so it will open that icons. You see here it is showing the size 16, 32, 24. 64 is not for favorite icons. That is for different icons. Bullets, symbols, and others will be there. So it will be 16 or 32. We can draw your icon. You can draw your icon and you can preview, you can export, you can save this and use in your website. But no need of this. You can just use your MS Paint. In MS Paint, you can draw an icon and you can use it. No, not required. So simply what you do, first point is open this favorite icon in MS Paint, that file in MS Paint. How to open in MS Paint? Open MS Paint. Okay. In MS Paint, you have to go to File menu, Open. You know where your project is present. You saved your project physical path, C drive, full stack 4 PM. In that assets, in assets, we have favicon, and select it and open. That is empty. Currently, observe here, the favorite icon and its size is 1800 pixels. We have to reduce the size. How to reduce the size? You see, in MS Paint, you know how to reduce the page size. So you have to drag from the corner. You see, this is corner. In the corner, you have these points. By using that, you can adjust the page size of MS Paint. And I am adjusting the page size of MS Paint to very small. And you see, it is 1923. It's okay. So you can design so little bit. I will design like this. I will increase it. So that means I'm increasing the height and width. So that means, so I have like this. Okay. So I will put, 2732. That is the pixel. Between 16 to 16, 32, any size you can keep. 16 to 32. Okay, this is okay. Now here you have to draw your icon. You can increase the zoom level. So, and you can draw your icon there. Suppose I am drawing an icon here. Suppose I am drawing a simple icon here. So let's put a color. Yeah, I will put a color here and fill that. Fine, I will put some text, and text size very small. So, and here I will say full stack F. I will write something F, that is full stack F. Okay, I will put another one here. and I will put yes, and it will be little size reduced more by 6 pixels or by 5 pixels, very small. Okay, that's how we designed something like this. I kept some design like this. Then I'm adding some shape here. For that, I'm adding some icon. We designed a small favorite icon. You can draw anything, right? That is the favorite icon. Actually, originally it looks like this. It's very small. That's originally how it looks like. It's very small one. And you have done the modifications and save it. That means your favorite icon is ready. You see that favorite icon symbol will come. Okay, this we want to use for the web page. Then here in the head section, we have to use a tag called link. Link, what type of file you are linking? You have to tell that by using relation, REL. REL indicates relation. Relation because link can link CSS files. Link can link shortcut icons. Which one you are linking? You have to tell it first. Is it CSS? If it is CSS, we write style sheet. If it is shortcut icon, you have to write shortcut space icon. Spaces, spellings, everything should be perfectly written. Right. Okay. Now which icon? Where is the icon? Path. Path we have to write href. Href is nothing but hyperreference. Hyperreference. Hyperreference means virtual path. Href indicates the virtual path. Okay. What is the path? Observe carefully. Currently, this is very important. Observe carefully. Currently, our index.html is in a folder. Our index.html is in a folder. You can see our index.html is in a folder. So that is public folder. It is in a public folder. But icon is not in that folder. It is present in another folder. Now what we have to do is we have to come out of this folder and access this folder. Then generally we have to use dot slash. So dot is used to exit one level folder. That means it will exit the current folder. It will go to previous level. So that means to come out of the folder one level, you have to use dot. We have to use dot. So what you have to do now here. So let's write the point here, dot slash. It comes out of current folder. When it comes out of current folder, it has assets. In assets, we have favicon.ico. Now automatically this is set as favorite icon. Once save this now, I will save this here. And I will refresh the page. You can see that now our website is having a favorite icon. You can see that favorite icon that we designed is available. And you can use it in bookmarking. When I click on bookmark favorites, okay, done. You can observe that in my bookmarks, that full stack favorite icon will be there. You can see that full stack favorite icon will be there. That means its path and its option will be defined there. So this is shortcut icon, how you can add shortcut icons. For that, this is the entire process. In the notes, I given the complete process, how to create file, how to save it, how to link it, and everything. You go through that. So in the head section, you have learned only two things. One is title, another one link. Now similarly, in head section, we have several other options like meta, script, style, and all that we will see in our next session. Tomorrow we will discuss about that. Okay. Today you need to practice up to this. Today you need to practice up to this. And everything is uploaded in the classroom notes. So already we have our classroom notes uploaded. In that classroom notes, You can see, so our classroom notes contains, full stack 4 p.m. In this already we have that option. So you have this, so complete HTML. In that introduction to HTML, in this document, you will have all that information. It has 200 pages. All the information is present here. The head section, so document declaration, document scope, including the sample code also, right? How to put a shortcut icon, the process of linking shortcut icon, the code, everything is present here. And if you are new to this session, you can contact admin. He will give you the link of this class. Okay, right. Then we will continue in tomorrow's session. Yes, Pratiksha. You have any doubt?